The capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, is the city of peace and accord. Here, in the center of the Asian region, issues of world social, economic and cultural development are being addressed. Dozens of forums, summits and congresses on crucial international issues were held in Astana. Each of them became a landmark not only for Kazakhstan, but influenced the course of recent world history. This is the program 20 Facts About Astana, and today we will tell you about the historical global event. In 2010, Kazakhstan, as the country chairing the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, held the first OSCE Summit in the new millennium in Astana. What is the role of such a large-scale event, and why was the Astana Declaration adopted? Coming up next.
Summit, Summit.
The 7-year-old summit from South Kazakhstan likes to watch family photos for a long time. They show the brightest moments of life. In this picture, a happy grandmother with a newborn baby in her arms. The boy was born on December 6, 2010. On this sunny winter day, a baby with an unusual name, Summit, was born. This name was given by his grandmother. This is my first grandson. That time presidents of different states came to our country, and I want my grandson to be like them when he grows up. That's why I named him Summit. Now he's 7 years old, and he finished 3rd grade.
Сөйтіп атын Самит қойдым. Әзір 7 жасқа келді, 1-ші сыныпты бітірді.
In total, 12 newborn children were given the name Summit in Kazakhstan in honor of the meeting of the heads of the states of the OSCE. The preparation of the city for the reception of guests to such a grandiose event was serious. Let's step back in history. On January 30, 1982, our country joined the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. Its main task is to prevent conflicts and resolve crises. Decisions made by such an important organization have a serious political weight. Kazakhstan was actively engaged in the holding of pan-European summits. The head of state personally participated in the work of several major events of the organization. 2007, Madrid, 15th meeting of the OSCE Council of Foreign Ministers. It was here that a historic decision was made that Kazakhstan would take over the chairmanship in 2010. It was the recognition of the increasing role of Kazakhstan in the international arena. Our country thus became the first post-Soviet country to chair the organization, embracing 56 countries of Europe, Central Asia and North America. The motto of Kazakhstan's chairmanship of the OSCE was based on the 4T principle, standing for trust, tradition, transparency, and tolerance. What was the situation 8 years ago? Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the OSCE was at a difficult period. We're talking about the political crisis in Kyrgyzstan and the difficult situation in Afghanistan and the unresolved, so-called frozen conflicts. However, our country made every effort to intensify the cooperation of all member countries of the organization. All efforts were justified according to experts. The summit in Astana marked a milestone for the organization. It brought all participants at the same table. Just imagine, the last time OSCE leaders met together in the distant 1999. December 1st, 2010. Since morning, the OSCE Summit's numerous guests, motorcades began to arrive at the Palace of Independence. On this frosty day, Astana attracted the attention of the whole world. All 73 heads of official delegations were greeted personally by the head of the state. Later, in his speech at the round table, President Nursultan Nazarbayev called the two-day summit a historic event for the entire OSCE community that became the symbol of the spirit of Astana. 35 years ago, Helsinki hosted a meeting in order to put an end to the Cold War. 20 years ago in Paris, a new era of peace and democracy was proclaimed. Today in Astana, you have the opportunity to write a new chapter in the history of our region and our organization. I warmly welcome the efforts of Kazakhstan's chairmanship. I want to express my gratitude to Kazakhstan for the fact that this country breathed a new life into our organization. The main topics of the summit were security issues, the problem of Afghanistan, and the solution of frozen conflicts. The president of Kazakhstan declared transition to a new level of security and cooperation in wider geographical borders. In particular, it relates to creation of a common space within borders of 4 oceans, from Atlantic to Pacific and from Arctic to India.
Проблемный узел в Афганистане вовлечены 43 государства-участника ОБСЕ. Мы выступаем за выработку комплексной стратегии урегулирования в Афганистане, восстановления экономики и мирной жизни в этой стране. Острый политический кризис в Кыргызстане мог стать катализатором новых конфликтов в Центральной Азии. Мы эффективно использовали совместно с лидерами Соединенных Штатов Америки, России, другими партнерами все инструменты ОБСЕ для предотвращения эскалации конфликта и стабилизации в этой стране.
The global economy needs a new global reserve currency. This matter was also raised during the meeting. The president proposed to add councils for energy security and economic cooperation to the OSCE structure. Also, the importance of the continuing work on the elaboration of new treaty norms for disarmament. Kazakhstan proposed the establishment of a council at the level of OSCE ministers to coordinate the fight against cross-border crime, drug trafficking, and illegal migration. The meeting resulted in the adoption of a declaration for the first time in 11 years. The final document, the so-called Astana Declaration of the Summit of the OSCE Heads of States, was approved by all the presidents and prime ministers, thus confirming the success of Kazakhstan's chairmanship of the organization. In this small volume, but capacious text, world leaders reaffirmed the commitment of their states to the most important principles of the OSCE. The Astana Declaration calls for raising the level of interaction between the organization and its partner countries. In particular, it stresses the need to make collective efforts to help Afghanistan so that it becomes a stable and prosperous state.
Это был год, когда действительно происходило переосмысление
This was the year when the role of the OSCE in Europe and even beyond its borders was really considered. In particular, Kazakhstan promoted the agenda, which is of importance for Central Asia, in particular assistance to Afghanistan and its further peaceful and sustainable development. In addition, the issue of preserving the Aral Sea and specific environmental initiatives were raised.
Конкретно экологические инициативы.
The grandiose event was the logical end of 2010. Kazakhstan led the OSCE and, according to experts, revived the organization. Perhaps for the first time in the years of independence, so much had been said about our country abroad. Experts agreed that the OSCE chairmanship successfully coped with its duties. In fact, the organization was in crisis before Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the OSCE. The fact is that many participants, in particular the Eastern European countries, Russia, they were not satisfied with the OSCE activities. Of course, the OSCE Summit, after many years of such a heated debate, breathed new life into the activities of the OSCE. Moreover, the summit made possible to outline the perspective in the OSCE, that as a discussion platform, as a discussion format, it is necessary. It connects different cultures, different civilizations, different countries.
То есть она соединяет разные культуры, разные цивилизации, разные страны.
The Astana Summit will go down in history as the first OSCE meeting held outside the geographical Europe and the capital of Kazakhstan as a place where such an important summit was held. We will remember the biggest historical event held in Astana not only from the official documents, summit, but other peers of the renewed organization have yet to discover the mission of Kazakhstan on the world arena. After all, the OSCE reset was called as a common task designed for a long-term perspective.